I thought I would let you be a fly on the wall while I worked in the studio today. Today I'm going to be making some black and white glitched portraits on the knitting machine. And when these pieces are finished, I'm going to incorporate them into some cool big tote bags where the rest of the bag will be made out of vintage fabric. It's a whole thing. I'll show you guys in another video. But the first step was to make the knit panels, and so that's what I'm working on. I'm using my Brother KH930 with the image to check software. So, and my knitting machine has a skin on it because it was made in the 80s, so I went with an 80s theme for the design of the knitting machine. So the way I'm doing this is I'm going to do the pictures one right after the other. So I set up the machine, I knit one image. When it's done, I turn off the knitting machine, I close the software, I knit a border of white, and then I turn on the machine and turn on the software, and then I do the next picture. And I'm doing this so I don't have to spend too much time between images binding on and casting off and doing all that sort of stuff. This way, when they're all finished, and I'll show you guys this in another video, when they're all finished, I'm going to go ahead and sew a straight line and a zigzag line on both sides of the white border and then cut the knitting. So it sounds scarier than it is. So you can see things move pretty fast. This all happened in the course of one afternoon. I got 3 pieces finished, and I'm actually also using these pieces as samples. I'm teaching a workshop on how to do this on these knitting machines over at the Harold Washington Library, which is the big library in downtown Chicago. So I'm actually doing that this weekend, which will be super fun. So I'm going to bring these pieces with me and show them to the students in the workshop. You see my dogs floating around my studio. I hope you guys like videos like this. I enjoy taking you guys along and showing you what I do in the studio and how it actually looks. I love working in the studio, and I love working with these old machines. So after I had finished 3 pictures, I went ahead and bound off. So that is what's happening here. I have another video that shows all the details about how to bind off if you're curious. And my machine got really oily there, so I had to like clean off the machine and clean off my needle and everything because it was all getting black with the oil. It happens sometimes when you over oil things, but it makes things run smoothly. And there's the finished pieces. They're obviously not like totally steamed or anything, but just sort of laid them out so you could see what the images look like.